Hey guys, what's up? This is John. Today is October 18th, 2019. In a few minutes, I'll explain why I have this food in front of me. But in a moment, I just wanted to catch up with you since it's been about a month since my last video. And if you're tuning into my station for the first time, I started a YouTube channel in January where I set out on a 24-month journey to better my life in many different areas. My health, my physical well-being, my relationships, my wealth, my finances, all that combined. And I've learned a tremendous amount in the last 10 months. It's been almost a year. And in the last 10 months, I've learned a tremendous amount. But more recently, I had my annual physical with my doctor where I get a full examination, blood work, urine tests, etc. And all the tests came out dramatically better than they did last year. So I can see firsthand some of the changes I've made in my diet, some of the outlook I have on my life, my stress level, how I'm more physically active, and my mental state. All combined is really putting me in such a better place than I was this time last year. So my hope for today was to share with you some of my experiences, and maybe this can help you out if you're following similar journeys. So with my doctor's visit, my cholesterol went from 250 something down to 181, which was a huge change. And he brought me into the office and wanted as well to speak to his dietitian, to the nutritional specialist he has, and he helps people with their diets in the office to really understand what it is I'm doing differently, because I'm 41 years old and seeing such a drastic improvement in one's health in about a year is not something they saw too often. So they just simply wanted to know what I'm doing. So the one thing I did explain is how I started doing intermittent fasting. For the last year, I've been doing intermittent fasting, which is controlling my diet each day. If you're not familiar with intermittent fasting, otherwise known as IF, Google it. You'll find a tremendous amount of content. There's also a lot of speculation whether or not intermittent fasting is good for you, provides the health benefits that are achieved, if there's really enough studies to quantify what IF is doing over the long term. But I can tell you, I've dropped about 10 pounds. My levels on everything, blood pressure, whatnot, has dramatically improved. And I do believe, in part, intermittent fasting is playing a role in that. The intermittent fasting I'm doing is I eat 8 hours every day, and I don't eat for 16 hours. That's simply it. It's a simple diet schedule. But I do eat healthy in there. And I do try to maintain a certain level of consciousness, what I'm doing and putting into my body. I don't eat processed foods. If I do, maybe it's like 5 pretzels. I don't sit there on a couch digging into a bag of chips and knock out half the bag. It's very controlled. So I feel like the intermittent fasting is causing my body to burn fat, burn calories, and maintain a certain level of health with my blood sugar and whatnot. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just speaking with what I feel and what the numbers are showing in my latest physical. So intermittent fasting is one key difference I did this year. The other key difference is I just pushed through the mental barrier of being physically active. I've always in my life been fairly active. I played sports, and I've never really been overweight to the point where someone would call me fat. But I've definitely had a few pounds on me. I've had guts. And this time last year was probably the worst I've ever been. I was around 208. I'm now 190, 189. I had a gut. I really wasn't happy with my life in terms of my health. I look in the mirror just feeling unhappy. And I knew that I needed to be physically active. So one of the things I did this year was picked up some daily habits, changed my morning routine. Different videos I have in my station, I show what those morning routines are. You can check that out. But one thing is, I just said I need to get back to running and going to the gym. And I pushed myself in the beginning when I didn't want to. You're always making sacrifices. Nobody wants to get up, run and sweat and go through pain. Nobody wants to get into a gym where other people are working out who are probably in better shape than you and sit there and wonder how long it's going to take for me. But all I did was maintain a mental picture. I had pictures around my bedroom, in my bathroom, of a body, of what I want to look like. Maybe I cut it out of a magazine, maybe I got it online, I don't know. But I never stopped thinking about the kind of body that I wanted, and every decision I made was in contribution of that vision I had. Now here I am, August 2019, and I'm running almost 12 to 15 miles a week. 1 mile a week was like enough for me in the past. I'm doing a lot of running. I'm working out 5 days a week, sometimes 2.5 hours at a time. I just make this work. I didn't think I had time, but I found that I'm wasting time on crap. So I looked at my day, I made it a priority. I've now embedded that as part of my daily rituals, And I've knocked out some things where I was wasting time and doing things that weren't in support of that goal. So that was hard in the beginning, but now that I've gained a lot of momentum and I see a lot of the results, I just want to keep going more and more. Another goal I had in the beginning of the year, and by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I did a video in January, mid-January of this year, where I listed as my very first video on YouTube all the goals I had for this year in clear terms, step by step. And now what I've been doing since then is ensuring that I'm following those goals and trying to knock out as much as I can this year. Besides my diet, besides my physical well-being, one of the other goals I had is I wanted to run a 10-mile Tough Mudder obstacle course, which I'm doing tomorrow. I've been training for this for a number of months. I'm in great shape, I feel great, and I'm so excited to do that. And in fact, I've picked up a mysterious obsession with running, which I never had, long distance running. I have a goal now that I want to participate in a 30-mile ultra Spartan race. I believe it's ultra, or maybe it's called beast. I don't recall, one of the two, but it's 30 miles running through mountainous terrain in an area called Mountain Creek, which is an area where you go skiing in the wintertime. This is April of next year, and it's going to be a tremendous challenge for me. But based on what I've been doing and the confidence I've now built, I will figure out a way to train for that, and I'm so excited to see the results of that journey, which I'll look to chronicle as well. That being said, I wanted to just quickly talk about my breakfast, because what I have in the morning is delicious. It's packed with a lot of vitamins, protein, it has a good amount of calories, and it's very easy to make. So this is what I have in front of me, and I call it, as corny as it sounds, a championship oatmeal, because the amount of stuff in here is enough to keep you full for hours. It gives your body enough nutrients that it needs. It's good to get you going, and let's take a look at what it entails. First is I have a box of organic whole grain rolled oats. You put a serving of this is just a half a cup. I have organic peanut powder, which I like because it's easily dissolvable in water. It doesn't have as much saturated. It doesn't have nearly as much, if any, fat as peanut butter, and it has no saturated fat. So there's 2 scoops that go with the peanut powder. Cinnamon, there are health benefits to cinnamon in terms of anti-inflammatory. The taste of cinnamon is great. About a tablespoon of that. Organic cacao, or I don't know if it's organic, no, yes, organic cacao, which is a chocolate powder. A lot of antioxidants in here, a good amount of fiber, very little carbs, and all these have most of these have soluble fiber in terms of the oatmeal, a little bit of fiber in the protein powder, and these are the musts. So every bowl of oatmeal have this. So half a cup, 2 tablespoons, a tablespoon, a tablespoon. What's variable, which I alternate each day, is organic chia seeds, organic hemp hearts, which is just scoopable. It's shelled hemp seeds, really, and organic flaxseed meal. I vary on these 3 because this, for example, has 180 calories, 15 grams of fat with 3 tablespoons. This has 60 calories, 4 grams of fat. This has 70 calories, 4.5 grams of fat. What varies is a level of fat, calories, some fiber, and that's why I alternate. This for sure has packs the biggest punch in terms of nutrition. It has 12 grams of omega-3 and omega-6, good amount of calories, and this is just 3 tablespoons of these seeds. So 3 tablespoons gives you 180 calories, 15 grams of fat, 1 carb, a gram of dietary fiber, 10 grams of protein, but a laundry list of vitamins and minerals. It has calcium in it, iron, potassium, manganese, magnesium, phosphorus, folate, vitamin B6. It goes on and on. So these 3, again, are variable. I alternate differently on the day. This is a tablespoon, 3 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons, but these are a must. You put these in together. I have boiled water, which I just put in the bowl. You let it sit for about 30 seconds, and it gets pretty thick, and I just eat it. The amount of fullness you feel from the oatmeal, the amount of nutrition you get is great. And I highly recommend people looking into oatmeal if you don't do it on a daily basis, because I believe this is one key reason why my cholesterol has dramatically improved, in addition to the physical activity I've been doing. The other thing I do for breakfast is I'll alternate with having 1 or 2 eggs. I'll just simply crack a yolk and fry it on front and back and eat it. I'll make protein powder. Otherwise, if I don't do that, I'll make some protein powder and have about 25 to 30 grams of protein, which I mix with almond milk. I stick away from dairy like regular cow's milk, but I'll have either coconut milk or almond milk. And that's basically it. So really, I wanted to touch base because I'm really excited about the changes I've had over the last 10 months. I wanted to share my experiences with what I've done to get to this point. What's most important is the mental state. I can't stress enough, and if you search through my YouTube videos, you'll see how much I talk a lot about what I do mentally, because there are so many times our brain tries to keep us safe and cozy in our home, on our couch. It doesn't like pain. It doesn't like discomfort. The problem is, if we want to do anything meaningful in life, we have to go through pain. In order to grow, you're going to do things you don't normally do, which sucks. It breaks you down mentally. In order to achieve something and to grow, you have to keep pushing and pushing. The only way you're going to keep pushing and pushing is if you get your mental game right, if you harden your brain and really push through the things that don't make you comfortable. If you don't follow a guy named David Goggins, Goggins, do that right after this video, because I take a lot of my determination and a lot of my motivation from this guy. I won't give an explanation. Find one of his videos and you'll see what he's all about. But he's a beast, an amazing guy, talks a lot about how your brain can easily manipulate your ability to grow and to do things better in your life, because it doesn't like anything that puts you in a state of discomfort. That's really it. I will be recording my race tomorrow. As I said, the race tomorrow is 10 miles, 25 obstacles. We'll be scaling walls, swimming through pools of mud, climbing up rope, carrying heavy stones. I'm psyched about it, and I'm going to put a separate video on that. That's about it, guys. I really hope this video was informative. If you don't think it was helpful, you think I'm full of crap, that's fine too. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian. I'm just speaking about what my experience is and what my own medical exams are showing in terms of my improved health. But that's it. Wish you guys a great day and talk to you soon.